Oh, hey there, it's Lori Lindsay, and this is today's Love and Light Message from Spirit. Today is Tuesday, the 11th. It's Veterans Day. Thank you for all of our veterans who served our country. My husband, as I mentioned yesterday, is a veteran, and he was in for a little less than 3 years, and it was during the time when the Berlin Wall went down, and they were the armed services were kind of, I can't think of the word, but they were making the armed services smaller because the Cold War supposedly had come to an end. And so he got to leave at 3.5 years, but he signed up for 4. But that happened to a lot of people. It's like, well, do you want to get out early? We don't need you. Russia's no longer our problem, I guess. But scale down. No, I don't know the words. But so my husband, thank you for serving our country. He still tells stories about the people he served with. He never saw any combat, but he did man the flight lines where jets took off. And we've been to like different things where he showed me the different planes that he guarded. He never had to fire his weapon at a civilian or another soldier, but he did carry a big weapon. You know the name of the weapon. It's like constantly on the news. People seem to have them in our country. And as a veteran, my husband would say, nobody outside of military needs a weapon like that. And what it does to whatever it encounters, whatever it is, at, it will destroy it. And he's kind of a component of, we should show it. We should show the aftermath on the news, because then people would wake up and say, yeah, you're right. We don't need these weapons I don't know. Maybe that W word is going to get my thing banned today. I don't know. So this is Love and Light. And I'm just incredibly thankful that there are people like my husband who stand up and say, I'm going to serve. I'm going to serve. Because I know I wouldn't have done it. I am just not that type of person. I remember, when you're in high school, the recruiters start calling you when you're a senior. And my dad answered the phone once and said, I don't think you know or understand my daughter. She is not going to join the military. And of course, at the time I didn't know this, but I had CMT. So I had eye-hand coordination issues. I couldn't run very fast. Of course, I was not diagnosed till I was 50, because we have such a great medical system in this country. But there was no way I was going to be able to do something like the military. Thank goodness we don't have required military service like in some countries. I would have probably really demanded a diagnosis. Okay, we do have a card that popped out. Let's see what Spirit has to say. Oh, delightful intimacies. Tend to the flowering of friendships. I think right now with all of the craziness, when's the last time you talked to your circle of friends? I love it. There's this gal here on TikTok who starts her messages by saying something like, have you eaten today? Have you had water? Have you had appropriate rest? Well, another thing to add to that list is your friends. Make sure you're reaching out to your friends. I noticed the other day that there were 3 friends that popped into my head that I had been, for lack of a better word, neglecting. I haven't reached out to them in a while. We haven't done anything for a while because I've been, busy in my own thing. And I can't do that, because that is not what creates a balanced life. And if my life is not in balance, my vibrational level will not continue to rise. It will be stagnant or lower. So this is also about finding your joy. I mean, you have a circle of friends that are there for you, that love you. Reach out to them, tend to them. Send them a text saying, hey, I'm just thinking about you, or let's get together for coffee in a few days. It's simple. It's simple. I'm just looking at the picture. They're kind of walking through a forest. There's a couple here. Just 2 people, not necessarily a romantic couple. And look at all the sacred geometry that's up on the top. Light codes coming in. Tend to your friends. Tend to your friends. Let's bring in the calmness and then release. I hope you're all having a blessed Tuesday. And again, thank you, veterans. Thank you.